A flagship is a vessel used by the commanding officer in a group of naval ships. It's the most important ship in Navy's fleet, and for Navy Federal Credit Union, it's their premier and most important product. So today, I'm going to be showing you the steps you can take to get this card to get a limit up to $80,000. I'm also going to break down and show you every single part of this credit card so you completely understand what you're getting into before you receive it. So let's talk about exactly what you can do to get this credit card if you have a low credit score, or if you do have a good credit score, to get the highest credit limit possible. Credit unions are a relationship bank, and especially Navy Federal Credit Union. This means that if you keep their money with them and use their products, then they're going to be able to trust you with things like credit cards and loans, even if your credit score isn't that good. And Navy Federal Credit Union actually has an internal scoring system. This works a lot like your credit score, and the more that you do of what I'm about to show you, the higher your internal credit score is going to be with them. Whenever you apply for a loan or one of their credit cards, when you get your application decision in the mail, at the top of the page, it's going to tell you what your internal score is with them. The first and the easiest thing that you can do to improve your internal score and also get a higher credit limit or higher approval ratings for this credit card is to set up direct deposits, or if you can't set up direct deposits, at least have some kind of deposit going into your account every single week. Whether that's a transfer from another bank, depositing cash, or depositing a check, just make sure you're regularly putting money in there. This is going to show Navy Federal that you actually want to bank with them and trust them with some of your money, and you're not one of those freeloaders that just want to come in, get their low rates, and leave. The second thing that you want to do is just have some money sitting in your checking and saving account before you apply for this credit card. Again, this is going to show that you're actually using their accounts and you're trusting them with your money, which is going to further build your relationship with this bank. If you're brand new to Navy Federal and you want to establish an internal score with them quickly and get approved for one of their products, here's the number one thing you can do. You might have heard of this before, and it's called a pledge loan. And you can do this with just $250. So step one is to have $250 into your saving account. Step two is to call Navy Federal up on the phone and get a representative on the line. After you have a live representative on the phone, tell them that you want to do a pledge loan with them. So the way that this is going to work is they're going to use that $250 and then give you $250 of their own money, and the $250 is used as security for the money that they're giving you. So you're pretty much just exchanging money. But what this is going to do is, number one, build up your credit score, because you're going to get an installment loan on your credit report, which is going to give you a mix of accounts. And after you have a loan with Navy Federal, you're going to have a really good internal score with them. So after you get the $250 back from them, you're going to immediately want to pay 90% of it off. So that's going to be $190 that you're going to want to immediately pay off. That's going to leave $60 unpaid. So what you're going to want to do with that remaining $60 is set up automatic payments for the next 6 months. So for the next 6 months, you're automatically going to have $10 paying off this loan. And you don't have to wait the full 6 months for this to be paid off before you apply for one of their credit cards, but I'd at least wait like 3 to get your approval odds really high. If you already have good credit, you don't have to do any of these things, but if you want to do it, this is probably going to give you a lot higher credit limit. Now, there's one more thing that you need to do to get this card, and that's be a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. So to be a member of Navy Federal Credit Union, you have to be in the military, or have been in the military in the past, or have a family member that has been in the military. I was able to get into this credit union because my dad's in the military, but if you don't have a family member in the military, there's a couple backdoor methods that you can use. Number one is that if you have a roommate that's in Navy Federal, you can also get into that, which means that all my roommates in the future are going to be able to get into Navy Federal because I'm already in this. All you have to do is prove that you have the same address. There's also one more secret way that you can get in if you don't have any of these other things. You can call up Navy Federal and tell them that you really want to get into their credit union and that you've had a grandpa that was in one of the branches that's died and you don't have any of the paperwork to prove it, but he was in the military, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to let you in. Now, this is lying, and lying is wrong, so I can't tell you to do this, but if you really do need to get into Navy Federal Credit Union, you can use that method, even though it's not very ethical. So now that you understand exactly how to get this credit card and how to get the highest limits possible, let's talk about if this card's actually worth getting, because I have some mixed thoughts on this, to be honest. And the number one reason why is that annual fee that comes with it. It comes with a $49 annual fee, which I'm not sure if I want to pay or not, but there are quite a bit of rewards and sign-up bonuses and different benefits that come with this card to try to justify that annual fee. So let's talk about the first one, which is their sign-up bonus. You're going to get 40,000 points when you spend $3,500 within 3 months of opening up this card, which is going to be valued right at $400. Plus, you get 1 free year of Amazon Prime, which is valued at $140. Now, this offer does expire June 30th, which is coming up pretty quickly, and if they don't just renew the current offer that they have, I think the only thing that's going to change is that free year of Amazon Prime, and it's going to be replaced with something else. But if there is a change, I'll just pin it in the comments and let you guys know. So the first benefit that it's going to give you is $100 in statement credit for TSA pre-check or global entry, which is going to help you get through those airport lines a lot quicker. And it makes sense that it comes with this benefit because it's a premium travel card, so it's going to come with rewards like this to help make your travel a little bit more convenient. And 2 other benefits that I really love about this card is, one, that there's no foreign transaction fees. So this means that you can pull your whole credit limit out of an ATM and use that cash. So if you want, you can essentially turn this into a personal line of credit, but just make sure you're able to pay that back pretty quickly because you don't want to pay any interest on that. So as far as rewards come with this credit card, it's a little bit underwhelming, but it also just depends on how you're using it. So it's going to give you 3 points back on all your travel purchases, and then most importantly, 2 points back on everything else. So you can use this as your catch-all card because 2 points back is really nice. So this card is one of the few travel cards that you can use to cover all your miscellaneous purchases and earn some nice rewards for. As far as redemption goes goes for these points. They're pretty versatile. They're going to redeem at 1 cent per point for pretty much anything that you redeem it for, whether that's travel, cashback, gift cards. So pretty flexible there, and most of the time it's just going to make sense to redeem it for cashback. If we look at the design of the card itself, this is a plastic card, but it's pretty sturdy from what I've heard. It comes in a matte black finish, which I think is pretty fitting for the kind of card this is, because it's going to give you that luxury Amex Centurion kind of feel. So some of my pros are you're getting those travel credits that come with this card, and also there's no foreign transaction fee, which is always something you want to look for on a travel card. Some of the cons is that you have to be a member of Navy Federal, but if you watched earlier in the video, that's pretty easy to get around. And number 2 is that annual fee, but that can also kind of be a con because $49 is a lot cheaper than a lot of other premium travel cards like the Amex Platinum or the Chase Sapphires. So when deciding if this card is a card worth getting, I think that it definitely is for the first couple years because you're automatically getting $500 worth of value in that sign-up bonus, and it's only a $50 annual fee. Maybe after 3 or 4 years, you can start to question if this card's actually worth it for you or not. And I think this card's definitely going to be worth it as long as you're using it as your catch-all card for that 2 points back on everything. And as long as you can use that travel statement credit, you're going to be getting a lot more value than you're paying with the annual fee. So overall, I'm going to give this card a 4.6 out of 5-star rating. If you want to see a review of a card that's very similar to this, but you can potentially get it with no annual fee, go check out my breakdown of PenFed's Pathfinder rewards card. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because pretty soon I'm going to post a live call where I call Navy Federal and walk you through step by step how to set up a pledge loan.